Goblin Chief, and welcome to Reaper's Den, the place to go if you're lost in ESO. I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of our new character or new player series. So over this series, I'm going to go ahead and focus a little bit on the new players and kind of teach newer players some different skills, techniques, and just some tips and tricks. The first episode here is going to be on character selection. So, what better way than by going to make a new character? So, here we are, character screen. First things first, we're going to choose what gender. Then we're going to talk about the 3 different alliances. So, if you're new to the game, you probably don't have any race, any alliance, which means you can make it any alliance. You can take your race and make it any alliance. But, so that means you only have 3 choices for each one. So Daggerfall Covenant, you can only make a Breton, Redguard, Orc. In Aldmeri, you can only make High Elf, Wood Elf, and Khajiit. And for Ebonheart Pack, you can only make Dark Elf, Nord, or Argonian. So, I have any race in Alliance, so I can do whatever I want here. So it's not the biggest deal for me. I'm a DC player. Almost all my characters are DC with the exception of 1 yellow and 1 red, because I needed them to be able to play with some more people in Cyrodiil. So, let's talk about the different types of characters, the races. All right, so Bretons. Bretons, if you are looking for somebody that gives a little bit of extra magic, a little bit of extra magic recovery, some light armor bonuses, lance points gain, spell resistance. Great little character here. He's kind of an underrated like Templar or Magicka sorcerer, which we'll go into all that in a little bit. Redguard, if you're looking for a stamina-based character that's really good with stamina regen during combat. All right, great. You want to look, as you're looking at this right-hand side of the thing, you'll see bonuses shield, stamina regen during combat. The top one will tell you the one they get the most of, and then it just come on down. Orcs. Orcs make great tanks. Orcs, you have your heavy armor, your health regen, and health received, along with stamina, melee attack, inspiration gain, and spirit spreading. You'll notice some of these aren't always about battle. Some of them are about just other parts of the game, like the inspiration gain on this one, the duration of effects of food on this one, and the alliance points gain on that one. High Elves, or Dark Elves, I'm sorry. Dark Elves. This one's a really interesting one, because they have bonuses to stamina, magicka, dual wield, fire magic, fire resistance. Stamina and dual wield go together. Magicka and fire magicka go together, but stamina and fire magicka don't go together. So it's kind of a weird, like, they can go either way, and you'll be good either way on them. Nords, not a highly used class in this game. Two-handed weapons aren't really used much unless you're in PvP or most PvE content. You don't see them much. You see a lot of resistance to incoming damage. That's great. Duration of effects boost base health regen, frost resistance, stamina. Just not a highly sought after race, but it can be used for a few different things. You could have a Nord tank, no problem. Argonians. Argonians are one of them weird races that are used for multiple things. See that they have that healing receive restoration stabs, makes them great healers. But the poison resist, potion use, and health and magicka help. Great for tanks. Now, the one thing I want to point out, the poison use, one of the most underrated skills used in this game is that potion use. So when you use a potion with a Argonian's passive, it makes it so you can actually get more magicka and more stamina back and more health with the potion. Even if it's just a little essence of magicka, you're getting everything. So that's why a lot of tanks like to use them. High Elf. High Elf is like the #1 mag DPS character. Everybody wants to be a mag DPS, and this is the character they're able to use. The high damage with destruction spells, regain magicka, overall base magicka, great. Now they don't have much else other than they're really good at killing things. So you don't have all those other extra passives and stuff that other characters have. So yes, used a lot, not needed as much. Wood Elf, another one of those classes that nobody really uses too much of. They're good for bow builds. Bow builds are more of a PvP thing than a PvE. Well, I guess I should explain. PvP versus PvE. Player versus player, which is your Cyrodiil type map. So you're actually playing against other players. PvE is player versus everything. That's you and a group of friends versus NPCs, non-player characters. All right, Khajiits. Khajiits are great little stamina characters. They have that pickpocket stealth, stamina recovery, weapon damage. Now with that weapon damage, they have great crit. They have a great weapon critical on them. So, again, another stand based. So let's talk about classes. There's 5 different classes here. Now, I guess before we really get into classes, we should probably talk a little bit about the 3 different types of characters. You have or 4 technically, because DPS is 2 different types. You have your 2 different types of DPS, or damage dealers, damage per second. Your first type is your mag type, magicka. So you're using mostly magicka to do damage. Your second type is stamina. That means you're using stamina type abilities. We'll get into all abilities and stuff in a later video. But if you're more of a staff user, you want to go magicka. If you're more of like a two-handed or a bow user, or like dual wield, you want to go stamina. The second type of character is your tank. The tank is that big dude in the middle that just takes all the damage and just stays alive and keeps everything like focused on him. And your third type of character is healers. Healers are the ones that stand in the back and just heals everybody through everything. To include the tank, because the tank needs some help too. So, Dragon Knights. Dragon Knights, as far as mag DPS, they are not that good anymore. There was a day when they were. There is rumors of it coming back with the Somerset release. But mag DPS, not so great. Stam DPS. Stam DPS, they're one of the hardest hitting Stam DPSs in the game. Tanks, they're considered the best tank in the game because they have so many great skills for the DK, for tanking. And healing, not so much possible. Now just remember this. I'm just giving you the outline here. You can do whatever you want. I had a DK healer. I've healed through vet content without a DK healer. It's possible. You can do it. It's just a game. Have fun. But there are better healers out there. It makes it easier on you. Sorcerers. Sorcerers can be both mag and stam DPSs. Both great. Easiest DPS in the game to hit high DPS numbers on and survive very well is a mag sorc or magic sorcerer. Most of the videos I've put out so far, you'll see a mag sorc running around with his little pet because it's easy, survivable, and a lot of fun. Stam sorcs, which actually I'm going to be building in this particular video right here. Stam sorcs are a ton of fun too. Ton of DPS and really survivable. Not quite as DPS as the Stam DK, but still really good DPS. Now, sorcerers don't make great tanks. You can make a tank. They don't make great healers. You can make a healer. But they're better DPS wise. Nightblades. All right, so Nightblades are kind of these little secret assassins. They're great for PvP because you can hide in the shadows and just kill things. Magicka blades, or mag blades as they're called. They're some of the hardest hitting mag characters in the game as far as PvE is. Very hard, very sustainability is very low, but survivability low. Hit really hard, and if you have a good healer behind you, one of the best mag classes to be. Stam blade, fun, lots of fun, lots of different abilities on the Nightblade skill tree that makes Stanblades fun. Again, not the greatest survivability, but again, you have a great healer behind you, whatever. I've seen a couple of Nightblade tanks. They're called sap tanks, is what they're called. But as far as actually surviving in a new character, don't. It's very hard to do. And a Nightblade healer, again, do what you want, but not the greatest class to be healing on. Just nothing in the skill line to really, other than the Resto staff skill line, to really use. Now, Templars. This right here is the number one healer. Everybody uses the Templar as a healer. Reason why, they have great, in their Templar skill line, great healing skills. Also, they make great Magicka DPS and Stamina DPS. They don't quite hit as hard as the ones we were talking about earlier, but they still hit hard. And I've seen quite a few great Stam tanks. One of the officers in my guild, as a matter of fact, runs a Stam tank. Really good at it. He has the ability to heal some people while still staying alive. Good idea. Not great for end game content, but we're not talking about that right now. If you want a tank that can heal some people, that's a good idea right there. But then you have the Warden. The Warden is one of the most interesting classes out of all of them. We've talked about each class having kind of their specialties they're really good at. The Warden is not great at anything. They're good at everything, not great at anything. They're good DPS. They're not going to beat the other one's DPS numbers, either Magicka or Stamina. They're good at tanking. They're not going to outlive a DK tank, but they're going to outlive some other tanks because they're good at it. They're good healers. They're not a better healer than Templar because Templar has Breath of Life. Warden just has Vines. But fun character to be on. Just one of my favorite characters to actually play with is the Warden. It's so much fun. So many different skills to play with that all the other ones don't have. So, for this series we'll be going through, I'm actually going to be making a Stam sword because I don't have one, and that's what we're going to go with. So, male, Daggerfall Covenant, Redguard, Sorcerer. Next, body type. All of this does not matter that much. It really doesn't. Unless you care about, like, I could tell you all day long what to make them. But, in all honesty, you could spend hours doing this. You could spend minutes doing it. It don't matter. I kind of know what I want because I've made a few characters. Let's play with the hairstyles a little bit. You can turn them around. That's kind of cool. That'll work. The adornments. Ooh, go back one. We'll go with that. I like it. All right, face. You can play with the eyes. Now you could have a lot of fun with this. Play with the voice. And finish. And name. So the name is the name of the character. You do not have to put your name in there. So, for me, I normally have an interesting character. I have a lot of different names, to include Falcor's Last Hope as one of them. My wife I've named one after my wife. I've named one after Harry Potter, the Death Eaters in Harry Potter. So I've got a lot of different names, but I think this one sounds like Spins to Wins. It's a joke, kind of. All right. So, we have gone through the different types of characters, the different races, and the different the 4 different roles that you could play. As we continue, we'll go along and we'll do more on this. We'll talk about other things such as settings, champion points, different gear, weapons, everything you're looking at. We'll be going and diving deep into each subject. Like I said, this is just the first round right here. So if you're interested, want to continue watching, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you later.